Hey besties, welcome back to my channel. Today tutorial I'll be recreating this drawstring dress. Okay, it's a kimono dress that has a drawstring waistline. If this is what you're interested in, please keep watching, like and share my video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. For this, I made use of 3 yards of fabric African print, and here my fabric is folded into 4 already. Sorry guys, when I was folding, the camera was not videoing, I did not know. So I fold into 4, both the front and the back. And the length of the fold is the width is from the center back neck to where your sleeve will stop, which is 20. I added ½ inch for sewing allowance. So guys, another thing is that when I was recording this, the camera stopped. I did not know, so I've marked the neckline already, but I'll show you guys what I did. Okay, so what I did here was to mark the length of my fabric, and the neck width I use is 4 inches wide. For the back I use 1.5, for the front I use 7 inches, and it's a v-neck for the front. Okay, so here I'm going to slant my shoulder by 1.5 inches, and I'll connect that like this. Okay, so next I'll be marking my hands, my sleeve opening. I'll be making use of 12 inches because I want it big. Okay, so you can do any length of your choice. I'm making 12 inches. This includes the sewing allowance, okay, of 1 inch. That means I'm working with 11 inches. So I'm going to draw a straight line there, and after that I'll be marking my waistline of 17 inches. Guys, if you don't understand anything, you let me know. Okay, make sure you measure from your shoulder slant to where your sleeve will be, not from the shoulder line. So now for the waist, you start from the shoulder line. Okay, I'll be marking my waistline of 17 inches. Okay, start from the waistline, from the shoulder line. And guys, for the length of your gown, you minus 3 inches from there. Okay, minus 3 inches from the length of your gown for the black material at the under. What I'm working with is length 40 minus 3, that's 37, plus ½ inch for sewing joining of that black material, that's 37.5. That is the length I'm working with. Okay, 37.5 is the length I'm working with. So here I'm marking my hip line of 9 inches. Okay, sorry guys, it's not showing, but I'm actually marking my hip line of 9 inches. So here excuse me, here I'm going to measure what I have on the shoulder line, which is 20.5, and I'll minus 1 inch from that is going to be 19.5. okay, that is what I'll be marking on this sleeve opening before I marked my round bust divide by 4. So here I'll measure what I have. This is 20.5, and I'll minus 1 inch from that. I'll be marking 19.5 here. Okay, and then you connect it to the shoulder slant like this. Okay, so next I'll be marking the bust of my client divided by 4. The bust is 42, divided by 4 is 10.5, and to that I'll be adding extra inch. You can add extra 5, you can add extra in short, what I used here was her hip divided by 4. Her hip is 44, divided by 4 is 11, and then I added extra 4 inches, that's 15. Okay, so no need of marking the bust because it's going to be a big dress. So I marked the hip divided by 4 plus extra 4 inches. Her hip is 44, divided by 4 is 11, plus extra 4, that's 15. Okay, so you can add more if you want. You can add more, so you work with your measurement. You can add more, you can make it 5, you can make it 6, depending on how big you want your dress to be. So, and I later on added extra 1 inch. Okay, I later added extra 1 inches to this, at least for sewing allowance. Okay, so I'm going to add the 1 inch to it. That means I added 5 inches to this. Okay, so I'll be adding my 1 inches. Now here you're going to come down by 2 inches, and from that angle you mark 1.5 inch inward so that you can curve. Sorry, my hand is covering that, so that you can curve your armhole like this. Okay, from the sleeve length you come down by 2 inches, and then from that angle point you go in by 1.5 in order to curve perfectly well. Okay, so here guys, as you can see, I added extra 1 inch later, and I'll just curve my armhole to meet up like this. I recurved the armhole. Okay, so now I'll be cutting this out. So like I said, you fold your fabric according to the length of your sleeve plus sewing allowance of 1/2 inch. Okay, because we'll be adding black material to the sleeve part also, so you just need only your 1/2 inch. So here I'm cutting the back neckline first of all, and then I'll add 1/2 inch to my shoulder slant. That's for sewing allowance. So I added 1/2 inch to the shoulder line like this, and I'm going to take out the inside one and then mark my back panel. But before then, notch your waistline, which I forgot to do, but I'll still do that anyways. So I'm going to notch my waistline first of all here. That's where our drawstring is going to start from. It's going to be, so I notched the waistline like this, and I'll be using pockets. So from the waistline I come down by 1.5 inches or 2 inches. Okay, and then from that 1.5 inch I mark 7 inches for my pocket, and I'm going to notch the 2 points. From the waistline you come down by 2 inches, and from that 2 inches you mark 7 inches for your pocket. Normally the pocket is supposed to sit on the waistline, but because it's going to have a drawstring, that's why I marked 2 inches below the waistline for the pocket. Okay, so here I'm going to cut out the front neckline like this. Okay, so next we'll be cutting facing for these pieces. So here I folded my material into 2, and then I placed the front on it like this, and I'll trace out the neckline and also the shoulder slant like 4 inches like so. Okay, so I'm going to be marking for 4 inches round the neckline like this, the facing. Okay, so I'll connect them together and then I'll cut it out. So here is the facing for the front. I'll repeat the same for the back panel also. So here is for the back. I place my fabric on fold like this, the same with the front, and I make sure it's longer by 4 inches, okay, or more. So here I'm going to trace out the neckline and the shoulder slant also, the shoulder line also, like 4 inches away from the neckline like this. Okay, so I'm going to measure for 4 inches round, just like we did to the front inch and front pattern. So this is for the back panel. So I'm just going to turn the neckline using the facing, place the facing right side facing the right side of the fabric like this, and you turn the neckline using 1/2 inch. You flip over and top stitch on the facing. So here guys, I've done that, and I top stitch on the facing. This is the front panel. I sewed it the same way using 1/2 inch, and I top stitch on the facing. Then you're going to notch round, especially that V angle part. You notch it so that it will lay flat like this. Okay, and here is the front also. After sewing, you top stitch on the facing for the back or panel, sorry, not the front. So you're going to iron your neckline, and then you place it shoulder to shoulder and fold, okay, like this. Place the two shoulders together, facing to facing, fabric to fabric, and sew with 1/2 inch. You repeat the same to this other side. Just place them like this. Use the facing of one to turn the other like so, just like this, and you sew it down. So I'll go and do that. So next we'll be cutting our pocket. I fold my fabric into 2, and I'm going to fold it again, making it 4. Okay, so I make sure it's up to like 9 inches. I'll mark 1 inch at this side, and from that 1 inch I'm going to mark 7 inches like this, and I'll put my hand inside and just curve. Just make it as wider or as big as you want it. So this is our pocket, and I'm going to just cut this out. So here is the pocket. It's 4 pieces in here for the front and the back. Okay, it's 4. I folded the material into 4. Okay, so now I've joined the shoulders already, and I'm going to show you how to fix your pocket. So that point that we notched, the waistline that we notched for the drawstring, you're going to chuck it like this. Just chuck it from one end to the other so that you will know where to sew your strap, your casing for the strap. Okay, I'll repeat the same thing to the back part of the dress also. So here I've done that, and next we're going to measure the down part of the dress like this from one end to the other. Whatever you get, you're going to be cutting 2 of it. So this is 34, and the other side is also 34. So I'll be cutting 34 into 2, the length. And for the sleeve, I'm going to measure the sleeve side also like this from one end to the other, and I got 20 something, 23. I got 23 for the sleeve. So here is the black material I'll be using. So this is for the down part, is 7 inches wide on fold when you open it up like this, and the length is 34, the length of the material. I added extra 2 inches in case. Okay, and the width is 8 here, but I'm going to be trimming out 1/2 inch, 1 inch away from it. So on fold here is supposed to be 3.5, because what we minus from the dress is 3 inches plus 1/2 inch for joining it to the down part. It's supposed to be 3.5. Okay, so I'm going to go iron this out. And for the sleeve on, so you cut 2 of that for the front and back. So here is for the sleeve. The length is 23 inches, 25 inches rather. I made the length 25 inches, and the width is 2.5. Okay, so here I'm going to place the down part on like this. On the right side, you fold your material into 2 and sew it down, flip it over and iron. Okay, for the sleeve on, I'm going to do the same. I'll put this time around from the wrong side like this, not from the right side, and you sew and flip it over to the right side. So I'll go and do that, and I'll show us. So here I'm done sewing the sleeve part. So this is the wrong side, and here is the right side. I'm going to flip it over like this to the right side, and I'll iron it. And after ironing, I'll put hemming gum inside of it, then you top stitch on it like this. Okay, so I'll iron it and then use hemming gum to hold it. It's going to look like this when you are done sewing. Okay, this is the wrong side, and here is the right side. So here is the down part. I've done that. So you just go and serge here, you overlock it or weave it, whichever one you know. So you weave the down part. It's going to look like this. Okay, and you iron it properly. So here is the pocket time. You're going to fix the pocket right side facing the right side of the dress like this, and you sew from there down to the length of the pocket. You flip over and top stitch on the pocket, okay. You do the same thing to the 4 angles where you'll be fixing your pocket. So I'm done doing that. Here I sew and I top stitch, as you can see. Okay, you sew first of all, you flip over and top stitch on your pocket. I've done that to the 4 parts where the pocket is going to be. Now we are going to be shaping our dress. So you fold into 2 like this, and you shape from the sleeve with 1 inch. You enter the pocket, use half an inch to sew the pocket. You come out again and continue with your 1 inch down to the length of the dress. So you do that to the other side also. So here I've done that. Okay, you enter with half inch, come out and start with your 1 inch again, and that's all. So I'm going to flip it over to the right side now. So for your neckline, you can hand tack it, or you use hemming gum to hold the facing together. So I use hemming gum to hold my. So now we are going to be sewing the casing for the drawstring. You're going to get the midpoint of your dress like this, the middle of it, you mark it, and the length of my casing is 60 inches. The width is 2 inches, and I folded half an inch into 2. So you fold the one of the edge like this and sew, close it up. Then you place it here 0.25 inches away from the line you mark, and you sew the up part. When you sew the up part round, open your dress like this. Don't sew on the 2 dress, so you sew on one. You'll be sewing it round the whole dress, okay, following the chalk you marked on the waistline. So it make sure that this thing is in between, the line is in the middle, the line is in the middle of your strap, okay, like this. Make sure it's in the middle. You sew up here round, you come back again and sew the down part round also, okay. So the strap I have is very long. When you get to the end, if it's too long, you cut it out and fold here also again and sew, so that it will be like this, okay. The gap is going to be like this, 0.25 away from each other. So I'll do that and I'll show you guys. So here guys, I've done that. I said you sew the up part round first, then you come back and sew the down part also. So you have your casing for your drawstring. So now this is the strap. I just cut out a black material, folded into 2 and sew to form a bias. Okay, the width is just half an inch, it's just small, it's half an inch. So I'm passing it into the drawstring, into the casing, okay. So the strap should be very long also. If you have excess, you can cut it out. So I did not have any particular measurement for it. I just got a very long strap. So if it's excess, I can just cut it out. So here I'm done passing it, and this is what I have, like this. So when you drag it, this is the shape it will give you. Thank you guys for watching. Please like and share this video, and I'll be seeing you in my next tutorial. If you have any question, please ask me on the comments and I'll do well to answer you. I love you guys. See you in my next tutorial. Bye.